Let me ask you this. Have you ever gotten a stranger's van and they peed on themselves and threw up? What's up, fam? I'm JoJo White, stand-up comedian, and this is Stories on the Road. I'm just telling you stories every week, things I've seen, things that I need to get out of me in a therapy session, but you guys are going to listen to it. This is a story about when I went to Seattle and we ended up getting with strangers, and it was just a crazy night. One thing after another, throw up, saggy boobs, just a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah, here we go. So I've gotten to go on the road with, some big names. So we had a show in, where was it? St. Louis. And so I flew in St. Louis, and we did the show. The show was great, packed audience, and it was outside of the city in a smaller town, just out there. I didn't know where I was. It was, it was just dark. So me and KG, who's like, my bro, my mentor, just all that, like my dude. After the show, we're like, yo, we're hungry. Let's go get something to eat. But it's super late also. Not a lot of food options are open. This is how far in the middle of nowhere we are. So we see a McDonald's, and I'm like, all right, let's just walk to McDonald's. It's not far. So we get to McDonald's, and McDonald's is closed. It's like 11. McDonald's is closed. So the whole town just shut down. Yeah. So we're hungry. KG's like, yo, let's go back to the bar. Somebody's going to recognize me, and I'm going to borrow their car. And I was like, what? That is the craziest thing ever. That's not going to happen. And he's like, you want to bet, man? I said, all right, let's go. We walk into the bar. 5 seconds. These two drunk girls are like, we know you. We went to the show. And so we walk up and we're talking to them. KG's like, yo, let us borrow your car so we go get some food. And they were like, okay, can we go with you? And he was like, yeah. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, what is happening? Like, so we're all walking out, and I notice the older lady is stumbling, like she's drunk, way drunk, and there's a younger person with her, and not her daughter. They were co-workers. They drove buses together. So we're walking, and we get to their vehicle, which happens to be a van. KG's like, hey man, I'm gonna drive, and give me your keys. And he just get her keys. And I'm just in the back with this girl, and he's up front with the older girl. And so we're driving. We're going to go get food. So we go to first. So KG is driving this van. Not just regular. Like, he is going over speed bumps like 45 miles an hour. Like, I'm in the back hitting the roof, and he's just like this is a go-kart, and we're going. So we get to McDonald's. She ends up paying for all of our stuff. KG was like, yo, we'll pay for it. And she's like, nah, I got it. And so she paid for it. I wanted to get some drone photography. So I wanted to go downtown St. Louis, and we didn't have a lot of days there, so I was like, yo, you think they'll let us take the car downtown, which was like 45-minute drive? And he was like, I'm going to just tell him we taking it. And I was like, okay. So he said that, and they was like, can we go? And we was like, yeah, sure, you can come with us. So we're on the interstate. We're driving, KG, old person up front, me, young person, and I'm asking this old lady so many questions. I don't even know. I'm so intrigued. I don't know why. She's a school bus driver, but she's suspended because of drinking. And Kenny's like, I don't know how he said it, whatever, but he's like, hey, man, you asking a lot of questions. Anywho, so we driving. That lady is like, hey, can y'all pull over for a second? And I'm like, oh, dang. So KG pulled over on the interstate. She opened the door and just starts throwing up. You know, like projecting, like she's painting a mural or something, like just all over. And so she gets back in. KG's like, you feel better? She's like, yeah. And she's like, can you give me that towel by your feet? Talking to me. And there's a towel in her car, and she gets it and then just tidies up. So we get down to downtown St. Louis. I'm getting drone shots, you know, just this and this and this. And like, I'm wrapping it up, but like the older lady like disappeared. We don't know where this lady is. And like, we're making our way to the car. Like, the streets are empty. Like, there's nobody like downtown St. Louis. Like, the windows are boarded up because this was like after COVID. So a bunch of buildings. It looked like The Walking Dead is what it looked like. So we get to the van and she appears from the darkness of an alley. Like, there's needles on the ground and we're like, yo, let's go. We got to go. So we get into the van. And she's wet all over herself. And she puts her feet on the dash and she cranks up the heat. And she's just sitting there. And KG's like, yo, did you pee on yourself? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, all right. I mean, that's just where we're at right now. So she's blow drying herself. She had thrown up, she peed herself, and we're headed back. And I don't know where the conversation was, but she just turns to KG and is like, yeah, and just shows her saggy stuff. And so she does that. And I'm like, oh, and KG's like, yuck. Yuck. Oh my gosh. I'm in the back dying, laughing so hard. And she gets her feelings hurt. And KG patches it up and I try to stop I try to stop laughing so I'm not like pouring salt on the wound. And we get back to the hotel and we go to our room and go to sleep or whatever. And then the next morning I had to go downstairs for something. And I got into the elevator and the elevator stops and it's one of the girls from last night, and she gets in and we go down together and we don't say a word to each other. And when we get out, we part ways. And that's it. We never talk about it again. And man, I learned that just ask someone to borrow their car and most likely they will. So I just be out here asking people if I can borrow their car. That's what I be doing now. But yeah, stories on the road every week. JoJo White. Subscribe, follow. All right, y'all.